Hello folks, we are taking up the exercise 1.4 and in this exercise is the part 1 video, and here we are going to take up the operation on set. There are a couple of operations on set. The very first operation, it is called as a union of set. In this, when you are asked to find the union of two sets, you list up the elements from both the sets together. They can be two or they can be many sets. You list up all the elements together, and whatever common elements are there, that will be listed only once. That is the rule that we follow when we have to do the union. So the very first question over here, it is find the union of each of the following pair of sets. So they give us a pair of set and then they ask us to find out what is the union. So only care to be taken that whenever there is common elements, we list the common elements only once and all the other elements have to be listed together. So that's how we go about doing it. You have got the set X where you have got the elements 1, 3, 5. You have got the set Y where you have got the elements 1, 2, 3. When we observe, it's very clear to us that there are common elements 1 and 3 in both the set. So when we write the union, X union Y will come to 1, 2, 3 and 5. So this is how we go about doing the union. This is how we list the union. That's about the union about this. Same way, let's go to the union of A union B, our second subpart, where you have given the set A with the elements over here and set B with the elements here, and when we observe both the set, the element A is common. So therefore, when we write the union, it will come to A, B, C, E, I, O and U. So this is how you get the union. Then we have the set A where we have a set of all natural numbers which is of the form 3m, and the set B is a set of all natural numbers where the numbers that we are choosing is less than 6. Let's see how the set would be looking. It would be something like 3, 6, 9 and so on. And here, because it's a set of all natural numbers which is less than 6, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So when we write the union, probably it would come out to A union B with elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and then we will have all multiples of 3. Because the common element over here as such is only 3 and remaining elements, and they will be just the multiples of 3, whatever that it comes up. That is our union set. Now we have the subpart number 4 where you have the set X where we are considering all the elements X, which is natural number and is lying between 1 and 6, 6 is included, and the set of all natural number, the set B is a set of all natural numbers such that they are numbers between 6 and 10. 6 and 10 both are not included. So let's see how the set looks. This will be natural numbers. So we start from 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And this is a set of all natural numbers. Between 6 and 10 means it will be 7, 8 and 9. Now, when we are talking about its union, the union will come to A union B to be equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So this is how you get the union. That's the union of the set A and B. Now we come to the fifth subpart where you have A as the set 1, 2, 3 and B as the empty set. So whenever you have the empty set, the union will be the set which is non-empty. That is obvious because you cannot have an empty set doesn't have any element. So therefore A union B will become the non-empty set whichever is existing. So it is 1, 2 and 3. So that is about our question number 1 with those many subparts. Now let's move to the question number 2. In the question number 2, they say that let A be with elements A and B as it is shown there, and let B be with elements A, B and C. Is A a subset of B? And you have to also find A union B. So they are asking us whether A is a subset of B. That's very, very clear. We have learned at length in the previous exercise that whenever you have a set whose all elements are there in a bigger set, automatically it becomes a subset. So that is how A becomes the subset of B. So that is true. They have asked us whether it will be true or not. So yes, that is why we write here A is a subset of B. And they ask us to find out what is A union B. We have learnt in the previous question that whenever we are writing the union, we are going to write the elements of both the set. Whatever is common, that we will write only once. Now amongst A and B, we have got these elements A and B as common. So therefore, when we write the, as I said, common elements only one, we land up in the bigger set itself. Actually, we have got the bigger set itself. So this is a conclusion that we have to keep in mind, that whenever there is an occurrence where you have A subset of B, the union is going to be the bigger set. Also, you can keep in mind that the intersection is going to be the smaller set. That can come to our rescue whenever we take up the 1 mark questions. We can do it very briskly. Union is always a bigger set in case of subsets, and intersection is going to be the smaller set in case of whenever we are talking about subset. So that is about our question number 2. Now we are moving to the question number 3. It says, if A and B are two sets such that A is a subset of B, then what is A union B? So we have already seen it. Actually, whatever we have seen here, they have asked particularly in the next question. They tell us that if you know that A is a subset of B, then what will happen to the union? We have seen it. That whenever A is a subset of B, when A is a subset of B, A union B will always become the bigger set. And as I said, we will all keep this in mind, that also A intersection B, when we talk about the intersection, it is going to be the smaller collection. That we will keep in our mind so that it will come to our rescue whenever we have to take up a smaller mark question. So that is about the question number 1, 2 and 3. The later part of the exercise we are taking in our part 2 video. Thank you.